So welcome back, guys. So today we're going to talk about the 2025 RAV4 Woodland model. This takes the place of the Adventure model, which was the off-road model, but it was a gas model. This is based on the XLE platform, and yes, it's a hybrid. So we want to talk about the options on this vehicle, what makes this vehicle different, and why this may be the perfect camping vehicle / off-road vehicle for you. There's only 3 colors available in the Woodland. You got a black, you get a white, and you have an army green. Who wouldn't love army green? If you've never seen that army green, guys, check out my shorts. It's in those shorts here, guys. It is an awesome color, and we've had that color before on our Tundras as well as the 4Runners. But guys, let's dive right in to what makes this vehicle so special. As we look at the RAV4 Woodland, one thing that I noticed right away is on the XLE model, you cannot get your fog lights, guys. Well, on this one, you do have your fog lights because it is marketed as more of a sort of off-road vehicle. Anytime you're on those darker roads, then you're going to get maximum lighting with those fog lights and your headlights. Look a little bit closer here. You do have your sort of matte front grille, as you can see across the front here. So you have a matte sort of lower fascia right here, and down near the bottom, that's a matte as well. So looking around to the driver's side here, the first thing you're going to notice the Woodland has a more of a sort of an off-terrain sort of tread here. So you're going to have these bronze 18-inch wheels right here, and these are going to be 225 60 R18s as far as your tires here. So nice beefy tire. It's going to give you maximum sort of braking, but it also like I said, gives you that all-terrain for that more of a sort of an off-road sort of feel in this vehicle. So your fender flares right here, those are going to be in a matte color. So you will have your color key side mirrors here with your integrated turn signal, and just like on the XLE, you have your blind spot monitoring. That's going to be standard. Color key door handles right here with your automatic lock and unlock. So, and I mentioned before, this is a hybrid, so it is a all-wheel drive. So that means it has on demand. So that basically means whenever you accelerate, it's going to accelerate as a all-wheel drive. However, it's going to default to the front wheels right here until it loses that traction. Then it's going to transfer to the back here. But you should have a trail mode, being that this is a hybrid. So that's going to activate your dynamic torque vectoring. That means that tire is going to brake, it's going to apply the brakes, and it's going to transfer to whatever wheel that actually has the traction. So looking over the top here, you do have your standard crossbars and your rails here. So a little bit sturdier sort of look than you're used to seeing like on the XLE model. So those crossbars are going to look standard, but however, you have these nice sort of sturdy rails across the top here. Looking around to the back here, just put regular 87 in there. There's your LED tail lights. So there's your RAV4 badging, and adjacent to that is actually going to be your Woodland badging, okay? So like I said, mentioned before, this is a hybrid electric vehicle. So, and you do have your activity mount on the back. So that's an 1.25 inches right there. So not your regular 2-inch hitch. You have your dual sort of exhaust there. So let's look in the back. No power gate or anything like that. That's something that you're not going to see on the Woodland. So look in the back here. You do have your custom design cargo liner right here with your Woodland badging on it, Woodland edition here. So if you pull this up right here, you do have your full-size diameter spare, just like your RAV4s, which is nice. You have a cargo net, and you also have your front bracket plate there. Now on this side here, guys, so because you do have your privacy cover, you can actually take that privacy cover out, and you can actually install it right here. So in case you need it, just lay it right in there, and it just lays right across here and lays right in there, guys. So if you need it, just take that out, and it's nice and easy to take out. Just pull on this side right here, and that comes right on out. Snaps right out on both sides. So that's what that is, and it just hooks right in here. So that's where you're going to hook it, right in there. Now on the Woodland here, you're going to have a 100-watt sort of outlet in the back with a 12-volt outlet as well. So you have that on the Woodland. That's what you can expect. That is standard. And if you need to fold those seats down, you can basically just pull these latches up right here, and that will fold those seats down in a 60-40 split. Let's check out the inside of the Woodland. So hard touch material top, soft touch material down bottom. You have your window controls, your window locks, your door locks, and then your side mirror adjustment here, your left and your right, okay? Now you do have a 8-way adjustable here on the driver's seat. So 6 ways here, and you have 2 additional for your lumbar. So fabric seats, you won't find any leather seats, anything like that, any Softech seats. So bolstering is a little high on the seats, which is nice. So it's a nice sort of sturdy bolstering. So if you're going off-road, that sort of keeps you stabilized in the seats. So you see that on the sides as well. And this is your standard interior here. And here you can actually adjust your light level on the dash here. You have your automatic high beam lights there. So you have Toyota Safety Sense 2.5, and that's going to be on all your RAV4s. Automatic setting here for your lights. So don't press it forward, just leave it in the setting here, and it'll automatically raise and lower as you come across light sources, headlights, tail lights, lamp lights. And down below here, you have your gas door release and your hood releases there. Now you do have some the mats here, so that's what you're going to see throughout the Woodland. You're going to see these sort of custom mats here with the Woodland sort of badging stamp there. And of course you have your locks here. Make sure those locks are in the vertical position, not the horizontal, so therefore the mats won't pull up and slide under the accelerator. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Here on the left side of the steering wheel, a little bit different from what we're seeing in the newer Toyota models. This will be changing with the new 2026 RAV4, I'm sure. So this is the navigation of your 8-inch MID screen here. So you have your volume control and you have your voice command, where you can actually change your radio. You can change the AC as far as the temperature. You can even change the fan, guys. So that's something that you can do with this particular button here. But if you press it and hold it, once you sync your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto with your Google Assist, you can actually get directions to places, play music by, text this person, call this person, so things like that that are related to your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto. So you have your Bluetooth right here. So on the right hand side, this is going to be your adaptive cruise control right here. So if you press and hold that right there, that's actually going to go to your constant. So just press this right here to activate your adaptive. Press it and hold it once you turn it on to activate your constant, which that allows you to brake instead of the vehicle braking. So this is your distance between you and another car length. So on the 3.0, that's 4 car lengths. On this particular model here, on the 2.5, it's only 3 car lengths. And then you have your lane departure that activates at 32 miles per hour and gives you a little nudge of the steering wheel. That's called your steering assist. So your mode button, 2 different functions. You can press it and hold it to mute the radio or a phone call. And you can press it once to jump between your AM, FM, XM, which is complimentary for 90 days. Now here, you go between your different presets. You're going to have 6 presets on the screen here. And you can change those. You can integrate those between AM, FM, XM. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have just your regular wipers here. So no rain-sensing wipers or anything like that, guys. So there you go. You can change this dial right here to get a different sort of different speeds on your intermittent. And that's for your back wiper as well. So your intermittent and your on, okay? So pull it back towards you to wash the front windshield and push it back away from you to wash the rear. So 8-inch display here. So no option for a 10.5 like you do on the XSE standard, on the XSE and on the limited model. So it'll have just this side screen right here, which this used to be the upgraded display here in your RAV4 models. But this is an 8-inch display here. So nice, brilliant display there. And also your backup camera is the resolution is great, guys. A lot better than the older models. I've seen the evolution from 2013 into now, and it's so much different. But you have your volume control and your power button there. You do have a dual zone AC/heat, so you can turn the driver's side or passenger side to change the settings. There's your AC button right there. There's your sync. It's going to sync between the driver and the passenger, and the driver controls the zones here. So you have your front defrost, rear defrost, and then you have your eco right here. That's going to go between your eco heat, eco cool, so optimizing your gas mileage while cooling or heating the vehicle. And then you have your fan speed right here, okay? That's your direction, your recirculation of the air, and there's your smart flow. So that's a common feature throughout your Toyota models. So you press this right here, and that's going to shut off those zones that are not being occupied. And being that you have vents in the second row of the RAV4, make sure this button is not on, so therefore the air can flow freely out of those vents in the second row, okay? Now you have your traction control that works with the ABS brakes. That is part of your star safety system. And that basically just allows the wheels, if the wheels sort of slip, it brings them back into sync with the wheel that's spinning at normal speed. So this particular model does have your wireless charging. Press that button right there to turn it on or off. Once you turn it on, you'll see it sort of change colors there. Once you add your phone, it starts charging. So it goes from like a amber to sort of like a blue color once it starts charging. But you do have your hotspot here for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It is a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, you can still tether it right in here. So make sure if your passengers are looking to charge, don't charge right in here. Go ahead and lay that phone on there, or either plug it in. Get you a adapter that changes this over to a USB, and you can charge there, but do not charge there because it's going to take over as the main device. Your traditional sort of shifter right here, so park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you have your sequential shifting where you can actually shift your gears. And your hybrids are going to be 6-speed transmissions versus the gas models are going to be 8-speed. So over here to the left, you're going to have your electronic parking brakes. So anytime you put it in drive, it's going to engage that. You put it in park, it's going to re-engage it. So don't have to press it. Get a bank teller or something like that. You can press this right here to actually engage that, and that's going to engage up to about 3 minutes. After that, it's going to relinquish control and enable those parking brakes. So at that point, press down on that, and that's the only time you have to do that, guys. So just FYI. Gravel surface or loose surfaces, you might want to use that, and that's going to apply the brakes and transfer to whatever wheel that actually has traction. All your hybrid models going to have your eco, your normal, and your sport. So turn it to the eco. It'll cut back and give you better gas mileage. That's just changing the intervals that valve opens and closes to produce horsepower, either cut back, and then press down right here for your normal. EV mode, so that'll go up to 25 miles per hour. After that, it's going to kick you out until you back down below where the battery can actually offer that sort of acceleration. Okay, so if you accelerate past that, it's automatically going to kick you out because it's just beyond the capability of the battery. If you need a plug-in that's actually going to activate and stay activated at higher speeds, you might want to consider your plug-in hybrid RAV4. So that'll basically go up to your higher speeds in electric only and give you 42 miles of range. So here you got 2 cup holders here. So cup holders right in there. You got plenty of space right here in your console. You got some additional USB-Cs there. So up top here, you're going to have just a regular mirror here. There's an option for a automatic dimming mirror with your home link, so you can do that as well. So that's usually, I think it's about $400, something like that, $400 or $500. But you know, you do have that option, but standard in the vehicle is just your regular mirror here. But up top, you have your safety connect. So that's complimentary for 10 years. If the airbags deploy or anything like that, it automatically calls out. So that is a great feature to have, guys. So make sure you're registered for that before you leave the dealership with your new vehicle. Then you have your lights right here. If you want the lights to come on with the door, that's that. And then you have your all on for your lights there. And then you have your sunglass holder. So let's check out the passenger side, see whether or not we have any power seat options there. So on the passenger side here, so no power seats or anything, so just a regular sort of 4-way adjustment. So 2 positions there and then just up and back. So that's all you're going to get on this particular model. But got some space right here. So that's something you're going to see on all RAV4. So same chassis here, you're going to get that additional space there. So you're going to have 8 airbags. So you're going to have airbags here. You're going to have airbags on the seats. You're going to have them on the A-pillars there. You're going to have them on the knee airbags and the steering wheel there. So plenty of airbags in the back. So let's check out the back. So in the back here, so the battery is under the seat. So that's what that ventilation is for there. You do have automatic door, sort of automatic power windows there. So it doesn't tell you there. It usually says auto on there, but if you press it down, it will go all the way down. Pull it up, it'll go all the way back up. You do have your pockets on the back side of the seats here. Actually, no pocket on the driver's seat. What is that about? But you do have a pocket on the passenger seat. So I don't know. That's kind of weird to me, but okay. So you have your vents in the back. Remember, if that air is not blowing back there in the back, make sure that smart flow is off. Okay. So you have some USB-Cs back there in the back, down near the bottom. You got some armrests right here with some additional cup holders. You got cup holders in the door right there. You got some additional cup holders there. And let's look under the hood here because this is a hybrid. Hood of the RAV4 Woodland, you're going to find a 2.5 4-cylinder engine that's going to give you 219 net combined horsepower. And that's you can expect to get 38, 35 for your city and for your highway on this particular model because, like I said, it is a hybrid, guys. But once again, no battery. So you have your high voltage line. That is a hybrid, remember, so no battery. And you look right under here. This is where you're going to find your jump right here for your battery right here. So you're going to pull that little lead right there up. That's going to be hot, and then you can put your ground on one of these screws right here, and that's how you're going to jump your vehicle, guys. So but the battery is in the back, not really accessible, so this is where you're going to jump your vehicle from. So up top, you do have sound dampening material up top here. It's going to help keep that noise in the engine bay and out of the cabin of the vehicle. You see in the back there, I'm not sure if you can see that, you do have sound dampening material between the engine bay and the cabin of the vehicle as well, further giving you better sound dampening on this vehicle. And in the wheel wells, you typically see some as well, which you do right in here. So there's your sound dampening material right in the wheel wells as well. It's going to keep you nice and quiet, keep that wheel noise out of the cabin of the vehicle. and you do have your mud guards because this is a all-wheel drive vehicle. That's something you typically see on all-wheel drive vehicles. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that before, but you do have your mud guards back there, guys. That is your 2025 RAV4 Woodland. Has everything you need for a camping trip. So it may not be a hardcore sort of off-road vehicle like your 4Runners, your Land Cruisers, guys, but it's maybe perfect for a camping trip. So if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. Find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Andre Drives, but also at my latest account on Blue Skies. Thanks for following. We'll see you next time right here at Andre Drives.